All right, four stocks and a cat. Hmm, most of the group names I can sort of figure out. This one I'll admit you guys have kind of got me here. So this is Luke, Melissa, Bailey, Elena, and Caroline. You guys are sort of a super group. You're students that I could, uh, generally or yeah, pretty much always count on to provide quality work. Always very happy when I see any of your names come up when it's your turn in my, on the grade sheet. I went into your CMP with big expectations, and those expectations were more or less met. So very, very happy to see such effort get put into, um, like, I mean, the whole point of your argument, not the whole point, but one of them was that if educators took memes more seriously, they could maybe be better teachers. And so I think that's a fascinating way to take it. I'm one. I have a lit degree, so of course I like juxtapositions. I like uh, oppositional hierarchies, if you want to talk, super English majory stuff. And so you really do have that. You have this very sort of seemingly light subject matter compared with this sort of, it's not dire, but it's an urgent argument. It's untapped potential, right? So that's sort of top down in a sort of a macro way. It's a really cool argument. I feel like you thought very deeply about how to approach this topic instead of just saying memes. How about memes? Which is something I'm seeing quite a bit of, more or less, in other CMPs. Uh, I like the Tumblr format. It does, require me to sort of click through, but you still created a sort of coherent user experience. We could discuss whether or not you could have stitched it all together into a video, because it did. I kind of keep an eye on the clock, and it did take me about 10 minutes to get through, maybe a little more. And so, if your text was edited through with your videos, it's a slightly more seamless experience. But I think you're trying to get to a place where you were kind of toying with the notion of what even Tumblr can accomplish, and I can certainly applaud that. And if I squint just right, I can kind of justify your decisions. So good good survey data, good primary research. I had no idea that memes were. I mean, for me, I gave a paper on memes at an academic conference in 2012, I think. So, I mean, where were you guys 6 years ago? You weren't even teenagers. And so for me, there was a bit of a well, what's relevant about this anymore? And I guess there is still relevance to memes. So in terms of having a sneaky educational value to your argument, that definitely happened with me here. So yeah, you made me smarter about memes, I think. The videos themselves, I did like. They were more or less just each of you speaking into a webcam or a camera of some sort, or holding your phone out. At least your text was prepared. That's good. I'm seeing a lot of groups don't take that extra care to make sure that they know what they're going to say before they hit record, like I'm doing right now. But maybe some more visual interaction with those videos, because it's a pretty static experience, just like you're doing now. You're probably clicking away, you're looking at your tabs on your laptop, or you're also wondering what's going on in your phone because it's just me talking at you. And so, have some text next time, have interlay some images, especially since your subject is such a hyper visualized one. Memes don't really work without employing some sort of visual sense, that I feel like some opportunities weren't utilized in that regard. Also, like introducing who each speaker is, not a bad idea. I mean, I knew who you all were, but in terms of creating a cohesive viewer experience, those little sorts of grace notes can really help. So whether you speak who you are, you have like a little chyron at the bottom with what your name is. What else? I really like the global English aspect of it. I mean, as an English professor, I find those sorts of arguments and findings interesting, that English for now is still more or less the global language that the whole world is sort of expected to speak if they want to have international interactions, let's say. English tends to be the lingua franca, if you will, of the world for now. Who knows what the future holds for any of us. So I found that very interesting. I found myself getting smarter by experiencing your video. I'm going to read your reflective essays after I get through all of the CMPs that I need to grade this week. So I will be reading those as soon as I can, to sort of understand, like, what, look under the hood a little bit, to sort of understand what went on, or what contributed to the creation of this, whose ideas were where. I like kind of seeing where the seams are, and I can't really quite tell through your Tumblr itself, which is that's a very high compliment. I'm paying you. So yeah, seriously, you guys, thank you very much. You are all such very, very, very fun students to work with. Your future professors are going to be very, very lucky to have you. I think overall, given the virtues of this expression of the CMP, I feel like we are in A- territory here. So that's a very good grade, one that I don't get to give out too often. Oh, just so you know, because you had this whole like, well, teachers don't do memes things. Let me see if I can. Here's my camera here. I got one right here. Puts PowerPoint up using projector, reads entire lecture word. That's a very old meme. Maybe you don't know it, but yeah, I've got one. And thanks to you guys, I have up here. Your meme is now in my office. Along with them, you want to see the rest? I have a bunch of mugshots and Nintendo art. So there, a little tour of my office. Thanks again for all of your efforts, and I look forward to reading your work one last time. Thanks again.